So in choosing locations for Casey's Slip, how did you decide about all the different locations you've got in the book?
Well, first of all, I chose places that I was intimately familiar with by my already, just because I've been there over the years. As I said, as I've said before, the Fifth Avenue Marina in Oakland is where we kept our boats for a particular reason, and that is a model for where the book started out. But then the back alley, or the back streets of Oakland, I'm very familiar with, having lived here all my life. The El Cerrito area, this whole area. I was a salesman in my career before I retired, and as a salesman, I was all over, well, from San Jose to Los Angeles to Oakland to Sacramento and so on in business. Very familiar with these places, and that became, it was fun to include places that I knew about. Some places came up and I had to do individual research about them, which I did. I talked to people by phone, or I talked to them personally, or I wrote to them. I did a lot of research online, but most of the locations were places I was particularly familiar with.
When you called people to do research on the locations, did you tell them you were a writer?
Yeah.
And how did most people respond when they're?
Oh, very favorably. Particularly, I put myself at their pleasure in a way, and said, I need help or something. Or usually I had a rather specific idea. Like in El Cerrito, I do a lot with the El Cerrito Police Department. Well, I knew exactly where the El Cerrito Department is, just by memory. But I also wanted to do some of the surrounding areas, like restaurants and things of that sort. So not too far for me to drive out there and just poke around, spend a half a day driving and making notes about places and so on. Going into places, get a little feeling for them, talk to some of the people, and some of them, at one point I know I had to scout out a back road through the hills that surround Oakland as a way to get from Oakland to El Cerrito surreptitiously, and that was fun. I figured that one out, so yeah.
Do you recommend this as a research technique for authors?
It was fun for me. I had a great time, and then I feel more confident about what I'm saying. Well, the other thing is, it's important for me when I write a book, I actually picture in my mind what I'm writing about. I don't just write about a story, a house or a street. I see that house, I see that street, I see the slope of the street, I see the surrounding houses, I see the trees on the street. And having been there makes it even easier to visualize those. So that makes it much easier to write the story when you can actually visualize what's going on in your mind.